Hi everyone. I acknowledge the setup is not that good. And then the second thing is, sorry it took me literally so long to get this video out. I know everybody was waiting on it. And I saw the smoke signals. Trust guys, I got the pigeons. I got the carrier pigeons. I got the notes. I know. I know. And I'm sorry. I really I really let everyone down because everyone was waiting for this. So don't worry, I locked in for this one. I did not. Actually, that's a lie. I did not lock in. But I am running on like half latte, which for some reason really hit me, but I think it's because I'm hungry. So this is actually gonna be a really rough video to get through because I know I'm gonna be yapping. So let's clock in. Let's do this video. So I wanted to talk today about just beauty as a prison, like you know, and it literally sucks. I hate that I'm expected to be beautiful, genuinely. Because it's so taxing. Like when as a woman you're told that like that's kind of like the top thing you should be chasing, like that's where a lot of your value is going to come from. It's an extremely taxing burden to carry. Especially, yeah. I mean, not even especially, like I don't think it really matters what you look like at the end of the day. You're going to you're going to feel that burden. Um and it's obviously no secret that like the beauty industry is like the spawn of Satan. I think it's like, girl, we've been new. I'm not like Paul Revere over here. The British are coming like the British have been here. That being said, no matter how much we know that, no matter how much I tell myself that, it doesn't really change its influence. I still feel it. I'm still like, wow, you could be thinner. Your nose could be smaller. Your hair could be shinier. Come on, I'm saying all of these things. And I've really been trying to just like embrace the fact that like, oh, I look like this. Yeah, I've been trying to do that for about a year though. So it's a process. It takes time. Probably gonna be doing it my whole life, and maybe, finally, 2 years before I die, I can finally enjoy the way I look. You know what? Maybe 88. That's probably gonna die before 88, to be honest. But uh, just hopefully I get 2 good years, 2 good years of peace. That's all I want. So right. But and then of course, as we know, like the point of the beauty industry is you're never going to be good enough. It's not like you're ever actually going to meet the standard, because you won't, babe. And if you think you have, it's just going to keep on moving. And the point is that you cash in, and trust me, girl, I've cashed in. Girl, all my cash was in. Um and there's something really jarring about like when you realize like, oh, that thing about me is dead ass ugly. All right, I didn't explain that very well, but what I'm talking about is when you discover something, or like when you just see a feature and like you kind of are like, oh, I feel like that's ugly. It's not really about like whether it would be considered ugly or not, because I think ultimately like that's irrelevant to this conversation, because the whole point is to just move away from any sort of standard. So I'm not talking about like it doesn't matter. That's the point. Like whether it is seen as ugly and undesirable by society or not doesn't matter. Because like, okay, like you've been looking like this, so people are just going to perceive it however. Like just because you're perceiving it this way now doesn't necessarily mean that it's true and doesn't change anything. No, and it's okay to have that realization. Like I would say to anyone watching this, like don't feel bad that you feel like you're ugly. Does that make sense? Like, because I think I can often get in this like purity mindset, like purity politics almost, but like about body image, and be like, no, 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 you're not supposed to feel that way by yourself. Stop. Because like, yeah, like obviously that's not the end goal here, but you're gonna go through phases, and it's really like a track that you gotta run on, and there's gonna be moments in that phase where you're just like, damn, I look ugly as hell, And I think it's kind of like you can't like beat yourself into submission with this. You got to be like, okay, yes, I feel that way, and what does that change? Okay. Okay, I might be feeling this way. I've always looked this way though, by the way. regardless, I think you need to like give yourself space to just like feel ugly and not view like ugliness as something that you need to be running away from. Because at the end of the day, I think the only way to truly be like liberated is just to accept that you can be ugly. Just be like, yeah, I can be ugly. That is within my right. That's not like a moral failing. That's not me being lazy. That's not me being less valuable. It's not me having low self esteem. It's just allowing myself to exist however. Whatever I look like, I'm allowed to just exist like that. And honestly, embrace being ugly in a lot of areas. I don't mean as a bad person, obviously. Um, but I think like as a society, we view a lot of things that are like unconventional or non-conformative as like ugly and gross and off-putting, especially if you're a woman. And I would just say like, bro, like that's what I mean when I say like embrace being ugly. Like just be gross, be messy, be ugly. Like don't wear makeup, you know, have messy hair. It doesn't matter. Don't shave your armpits. Like also get on that. That's that's real so nice. Although sometimes, yeah, it actually is really nice. But sometimes I still shave them. I don't know why. Probably because I'm just like, damn, don't want to deal with it today. Like deal with the pushback. Like, ew. Because people still get on my shit for that. Like my family and stuff. I'm like, damn guys, if you don't know by now, you ain't ever gonna know. You know? But that's a little side tangent. I completely lost my train of thought. I love that. So I also think part of what like being really insecure about your appearance can look like is having episodes where you feel like, wow, I'm the shit. Like I don't really have this anymore because like a lot of these thoughts are just not true. But at the time, like when I was like a freshman, I was like, oh, I'd be deeply insecure, and then I would have episodes where I'm like, oh, I'm the baddest, I'm the skinniest, um, I'm so pretty, I'm the hottest person here. And like even though like to a certain extent I understood that those things were not really true, like I was definitely overestimating those qualities and like I just knew they weren't true. Like it's not like uh it's like you can't really like fit yourself into a box like that. And like at the end of the day, I'm just a normal girl. So I didn't know that, but it was like just from this place of insecurity where like I almost had to like lead like hyper hyper like hyper security. Like I don't know what like it was like overcorrecting because I was already insecure, so I had to like overcorrect in my mind and try to solve it. But that didn't solve anything. Um because I just didn't really believe it, and then B, like even if I did believe it for a moment, I was constantly seeking like external validation to prove it like, oh, and that is true. And that's just like not a healthy way to live, right? Um and again, like ultimately to be free from this fucking hellhole of beauty is to just not care. Not care if someone finds you beautiful, not care if someone finds you ugly. That's what it is. Like you can't just care when someone finds you hot and care when they don't. Just because I don't think that really works. Like I don't think you're gonna reap the full benefits because ultimately you're still assigning value to a perception of you, to someone else's perception, and you just got to say I don't care either way, like how I look or don't. That's not my business. That really doesn't say anything about me. That really isn't going to dictate my life because it doesn't. It doesn't. I think we really like we really get on like pretty privileges if it's like this like magical quality that's gonna like transform your life and you're gonna have a better life and you're gonna have, uh, just like. All right, I ran out of storage and I really don't know what I was saying. My phone's at like 7%, so I gotta speed run this. But you can't have it. Oh yeah, we believe like if you're pretty, like your life is just gonna be like so much better, and like you're just gonna really be like you're just gonna have a better life than any average to ugly person could have, and that's frankly not true. I think that's another part of just moving away from the beauty standards. Just being, you also just have to like take um like beauty off this pedestal. Like you just can't be believing that other people are out here having better lives than you just because they were like skinnier and have a better jawline. Like that's insane, right? Like at the end of the day, that's insane. That doesn't represent like a certain happy, like quality of happiness or degree of happiness that they have. Like it's there's not like a causation there, you know. So that's another thing. And then the second thing is, or I don't even know what the fucking a millionth thing, whatever. Hotness is not real. Hotness is not real. What do I mean by that? In my opinion, the way we view hotness now and the way it's talked about and the way it just like exists in our minds is, and in our society, hotness is a word and a quality like created by the market to like sell products and to be something unattainable. You were never meant to be hot. Hot presents itself as also something that's kind of like, if you are hot, everyone's gonna find you hot. Like it's universal. Your hotness should be universal. That's completely unrealistic and not true. So yeah, hot is a market term. It's like it's an identity the market wants you to buy. The market wants you to think that you can buy it. And through enough products, it can suddenly be assigned to you and you can have it and everyone is going to see that. Hotness is an image, right? It's something that we like picture in our minds. It's like an Instagram post. But there isn't humanity in it because there can't be. I think that's kind of one of the sort of, when we actually think about hotness and break it down, that's kind of like one of the major components of it, is that there's very little humanity to you. It's like a moment, but this idea that hotness is something you're meant to be as like a prolonged presentation or identity is completely false. Like you cannot be hot your entire existence, or even majority of it, or likely to most people, you know, majority of the time. Like it's just not, that's not happening. I love the enthusiasm, but you are never getting tickets to that show. You are not getting tickets to that show. You were certainly meant to be attractive in the sense that as human beings, many of us experience physical attraction and emotional attraction and all sorts of different types of attraction towards one another. So you're certainly meant to be that, but that is something that just comes with kind of just existing and maybe practicing basic hygiene. But that's just something that you are naturally going to experience, and something that's gonna, you know, just kind of like radiate off of you because you're a human being existing and naturally you are attractive. That's just how it works, sweetie. It's not more complicated than that. I promise you, like really, no matter what you look like, someone is going to be attracted to you. That is just the fact of the matter. And because like attractiveness it's in different areas, babe. It comes from all sorts of different places for all sorts of different reasons. From all sorts of different kind of people. So it's really not something you gotta overthink, because like, babe, it's gonna be there. Like, you're gonna have it. I'm sorry, like, I hate to tell you guys, but like, people are gonna be attracted to you. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but like, that's the truth. That's how it works. Like, okay, and I guess I need to wrap this up, but honestly, you guys, we gotta just keep chugging down this path of indifference. It's really, really, really hard. But every single time I see someone very, like, someone beautiful, someone I wish I looked like, and be like, I automatically have this thought of like, oh, my life would be so much better if I looked like them. And it's like, would it? Let's look at your life right now. Is it bad? And maybe like you can say like, oh yes, it is. Okay. Does that have a direct correlation to your appearance? No, it's so easy to romanticize beautiful people. I understand that. But you're never gonna feel free. You're never gonna feel free until you stop. And stop caring about your appearance and give yourself permission to just exist as a human who was never supposed to be hot and whose purpose was so much more. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the end of this video. I might edit this, but every single time I start editing a video, I just like, I'm staring at myself for too long and I'm like, girl, get the hell out. And then I don't post it because I'm like, that was embarrassing. So anyways, I'm gonna go have dinner now, and thank you so much for watching. Oh, last thing I'll say is I also have a Substack, so I've had that for a while. So if anyone's like interested, I might link it. Um, because like writing is like my number one. She's my girl, she's my diva. And I always feel like I can express myself better in words. So if anyone's curious, I would definitely appreciate any interaction over there. So yeah, let me know if you're interested, and I will have another video at some point. So yeah,